Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Apologies for the audio quality. I've got a new phone and the old way that I was using my mic system doesn't really work this way, so I've actually tried to purchase a new adapter. So hopefully the mic quality will be better the next time that I'm recording around. But other than that, let's get straight into today's video. First, I want to bring you guys some food for thought, or at least some clarity for whatever situation you may be going through. The graph I have in front of me right now and I have in front of you is called the plateau of latent potential. Now, what does that mean? In English, I don't really know, but we can look at that and say plateau as in the resting or the pause of something. Latent is something that is like latent potential. That's something that's like dormant, something that's sleeping, something that's not really, it's not been exposed yet. And then potential, I understand that is like the opportunity or the chance or the possibility that something can be more than what it is. So essentially say, where you are right now, or what you are currently going through right now, or what this graph really shows is a factor in time or a situation in time where what you are doing something, but you don't see the outcome or the goal which you're striving for until, well, further down the line. But you're going through a situation where you don't see anything. So why have I got firstly Kermit the Frog with his hand on the window in front of me, and also these 1 to 3 points on the graph? I've explained this graph before a couple times on the channel, I believe, but I wanted to re-emphasize it again now because I think it's quite timely, because I've spoken to a lot of people quite recently, and a lot of people actually go through the situation where they're working through something, they're trying to strive towards something, but they don't see any results. And the main reason why is because, as you can see, there are 2 lines on this graph. There is what you think should happen, and then what actually happens. Now, when any single person who wants to quench the hunger of their desire and go out there and strive towards something, every single person thinks it's going to be a straight path to get to where they want to get to. Now, everyone may consciously understand that, of course, life isn't as easy as that. There are going to be bumps in the road. But emotionally wise, no one is ready for the true bumps that's on the road. So even that, even though this is like kind of straight-ish, I might even add some bumps onto it, because I still think this here is a bumpy road. It has many ups and it has many downs. In the long run, it may be going, well, the way that it is, and then suddenly it has a spike upwards. But I still think, even when you're having these spikes upwards and it's on an upwards trajectory, there are still bumps inside of that road. So what you really think should happen? Straight road, looking like consistently going up. But if you're watching this and have lived a life of experience with, like myself, you've most likely gone through a situation, or you've already experienced situations where what you thought would happen is not what actually happened. Let's say, for example, you are somebody who got yourself into the gym. Everyone thinks within the first 1 to 2 years, I'll even give myself, within the first 1 to 2 years, I believed that I was going to have like a David Lade, a Lex Little, a Alex Eubank type of physique. Lo and behold, I ain't got that. I never got that in the first 2 years. I was looking crazy. But lo and behold, after a couple of years, I started to look a lot better, and a lot better, and a lot better. I may not be on their fitness influencing stage or their battling with their physique, but I'm definitely a lot better than what I started with. But during that process, for the first 1 to 2 years, it was a hustle, it was a grind. I was going through what we've labeled here as the valley of disappointment, where what I thought would happen was not looking like what actually was happening. I thought within 1 year I'd have a crazy physique. Lo and behold, I didn't. So during that period I didn't have this crazy physique, and I kept trotting on and battling with this, I had to just firm it. But I was in this valley of disappointment where I was like, everybody else looks like they've got a good physique. Online, everyone has some crazy physique. But me, myself, I don't have one. But I said, you know what? I have to keep going and keep going. Now, to explain why I have Kermit the Frog here, is because I've labelled point number 1 as the window. Now, you may have heard this concept on this channel, but if you are new here, you've never actually heard this before. Now, I've labelled the window, and the main reason why I've called that is because me and my friend, let's go back to about 2 years ago, so 2025, 2023 to 2024. Me and my friend were at this point in time where we believed we was going to achieve our goals. Like, we was getting set to make a lot of money. It was 2 of us, or 3 of us. And what happened was we could see the goals that we wanted. We could imagine ourselves inside the situation. But in terms of actually tangibly touching it, we didn't have it. The way I can tangibly, like I can touch this pen, I that's what I felt like it was going to happen to me for my goals. I could put this pen over here. Well, you can't see it, but I could put this pen over here. I can see the pen, but I can't reach the pen from here. It's only when I get myself into the position to be able to actually touch the pen, that is when I've gone past what I like to call the window. So the whole point is the window is a phase where you can see your goals, but you aren't that guy. You're not ready yet to be able to actually touch them, to hold them, to be in possession of them. And that is a hard thing because that's where it actually starts. Every single entrepreneur, every single ambitious person starts at the window. You are right behind the window. You can touch it. You can see your goal, but you can't get yourself through that window. You want that type of person. You haven't achieved enough to be able to actually receive the goal which you dream for. And because of that, that kickstarts it all. Where what you think should happen is not what's actually happened. And you are experiencing the bumpy roads along with what actually happens. And during this factor, I've like to I put in this image here of KD in hospital. Because the valley of disappointment, as I've written it here, it's easy to write, it's easy to look at, it's easy to laugh. But when you are going through the valley of disappointment, it is, well, self-explanatory. It's a valley of disappointment. It is a chasm in your life where you are going through literal stress, pain, every single day. You wake up and you feel like what you even doing, what you're doing for. There's no reason anymore. And sadly, practically every single person watching this is either going through this or will go through this. If you want to achieve something, if you're watching through this, especially with the fact that no doping, there's nothing, you probably have a good attention span and you probably want to achieve something within your life. So you'll most likely go through this, or you are going through this, where you are showing up every day or you are showing up consistently. You are doing what you need to do, but you aren't seeing the results and you aren't feeling the results. But all you have in the back of your mind is that desire, that nebulous ephemeral thing called desire, where we feel like one day we will achieve what we want to achieve due to a vision or a thought or a dream that we had a couple years ago. And now we just consistently keep doing the same thing, waiting for this thing to eventually show up. And that is the valley of disappointment, where you are going through this chasm, where you're going through this thing. You are trotting along the trenches. You are fighting, marching, until one day you get over here. Now, during this period inside the valley of disappointment, I like to use this meme. And it is the most simple yet the most effective way for me to describe this, to the point where this meme itself, I have it put up on my wall right next to me over there when I'm working. And it is, "Are you winning, son? Yes." And the whole reason why I have this on here is because he didn't just get to this point out of nowhere. He had to push this boulder up, as we can see, quite a steep hill to be able to get into the middle. And once you get to this point, once you get to this factor over here in the valley, there's no point stopping. I think once you have the dream, there's no point stopping. You might as well just keep going and push through it and push through it and push through it. Why? Because what actually happens, or what's actually happening, will only be so bad for so long. And a lot of people may combat this and say, okay, cool, not everybody can achieve their goals, not everybody can achieve their dreams, not everybody else can become successful, all these sorts of negative thoughts. But I'm somebody who truly believes with enough time and enough mistake, I can master anything I put my mind towards. And I believe that if you adopt this mindset and you attack any problem in this world with that mindset, with the sole intention of providing value to somebody else and solving this issue, success is yours. It's not something that can be held back from you, because you are the type of person who never says no. And eventually you will get through this point, which is point 3, which is once you've got past this, are you winning? Once you allow the determination and the discipline to push you through this valley of disappointment, to push you through this chasm, well, what you thought would happen is not even close to what actually happens now. How many entrepreneurs do you hear when they say, if you was to ask me 3 years ago, would I be where I am? I knew I would get to somewhere, but I didn't know I'd get to this level. A lot of you guys may be clued up on TikTok. You might have seen TJR buying his Koenigsegg or his Koenigsegg. You can see that he's bought this car. I can guarantee you, If you was to ask him about last year, what was his goal? What's his dream? He may have not said the Koenigsegg. He may have said something else like I don't know, like a, what's else of it? Like a Porsche 911. He might have said that. But look what he's driving now. And myself, my goal right now, or at least my goal car right now, is a BMW M4 F80. It's not a crazy car, but it's a car that I saw on my For You page 3 years ago. And since then, it's been a car that I've wanted. I have it on my wall over there. I have it on my homepage. I have it on my wall over there as well, because it's the car that I can't really want. But let me start driving my F80. Let me start making a mil a month. I don't know the other cars out there, but eventually the cars which I will want will be in my mind. I haven't seen them yet, but they are what I want right now. And the whole point is, eventually I will get to the point where I can achieve these. And eventually you will get to the point where you can achieve that. Where what you thought you wanted was no longer what you wanted anymore because you have it. So what are you going to do? Stop and die? No, you ask for more. You go for more. As humans, there's never... I'm pretty sure in the Bible it says this as well, that... I can't remember the scripture verbatim, but essentially it's in Proverbs. And Solomon essentially says that the same way that Hades and hell are never fulfilled is the same way that the eye of a man is never fulfilled. Something along those lines. Where no matter what, as humans, we will always just move the goalposts. I may say that today I want to make 100k a month. I hit 100k a month. Trust me, what am I going to do? Stop? I'm not going to feel fulfilled. If I feel 100k a month, I may as well keep going. That's my thought process. It's the same way that when people say, okay, I've said this multiple times on the channel, start with the little wins. If I go into the gym and I say, cool, I just want to hit 15 minutes of cardio, and once I start those 15 minutes, I'm saying I might as well finish. I've got 30 minutes, I might as well just do the rest. Because we keep moving the goalposts and moving the goalposts and moving the goalposts. So this should be even more exciting to you, because once you get through this valley, whatever you achieve once you've come out won't even be close to what is possible for you to achieve, because you can keep going. You can achieve more. The multiplier effect doesn't stop. It could just keep tumbling over and tumbling over and tumbling over. So, to finalize things once again, if you're currently going through the valley of disappointment, this is your sign to keep going, to push that boulder up that mountain. Because once you get to that peak, all you have to do is let go of the boulder, and it will roll by itself, and all the growth and everything that you want will just keep coming.